Bradley Beal, could he be on the move? I am Will Scott. Welcome into NBA Now. Right after that tweet from Charania yesterday, we are going to explore the top 10 trade destinations for Bradley Beal. Now, Bradley Beal does have a no-trade clause in his contract, so keep in mind that whatever team, might want to trade for him, he's got to sign off on that. So that's something to consider here, but we'll break down the top 10 trade destinations for Bradley Beal after Shams Charania said on Wednesday that him and the Wizards are working on a trade potentially. Who should trade for Bradley Beal? Let me know down in the comments section. All the teams we're talking about have been linked to Bradley Beal here since the news on Wednesday. We'll start with the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the only way I see them going all in on Bradley Beal is if Kyrie says, nope, I'm not coming back. Because you got to find a co-star for Luka Doncic in that situation. You cannot go into next season without Luka having some help. I don't know what package they would put together, but Brian Windhorst said that the trade package that ultimately goes to Washington for Bradley Beal from whatever team that does trade for Beal, might surprise some people. It might not take as much to get Beal as people think. Maybe the Mavs could put together a package with future picks, a player to try to get Bradley Beal to pair up with Luka Doncic in Dallas. Lakers coming in at number 9 here on my top 10 Bradley Beal trade destinations. Now, the asking price isn't very high, which again, Brian Windhorst said that it might not be. Then the Lakers can get involved, but I don't know if the Lakers have the necessary assets in order to make this trade happen. That's why they're not higher up on my list. But I do expect Rob Pelinka and GM LeBron James to be pretty aggressive this offseason, trying to figure out a way to improve the roster because LeBron's days, hate to say it, they're kind of numbered, right? There's been some retirement rumors around him this offseason after they were swept by the Nuggets. So they got to be aggressive trying to improve the roster, adding another star to that roster alongside him and AD. The Boston Celtics coming in at number 8 here on my list. Now, the only way that I see this happening is if they move on from Jaylen Brown. However, there's a trade idea from FanSided that does not include Jaylen Brown. Celtics receive Bradley Beal. The Wizards receive Derek White, Grant Williams, Robert Williams III, 2 first-round picks. That's a lot, but that might be what it ultimately takes to get Bradley Beal to Boston without having to give up Jaylen Brown. Now, who says no to this deal? Type BOS or type WAS down in the comments section. Celtics or Wizards, who says no? To this trade. Let me know down in the comments section. I actually think Boston says no to this deal. I don't think they give up 3 key role players and 2 first-round picks for Bradley Beal. It is the pinned comment on today's video, so be sure to go down and chime in. The Chicago Bulls coming in at number 7 on my list. And I was talking to Patrick Seaman, who's the host of our Chicago Bulls channel. Be sure to go subscribe to them. Talking about, what it would take to get Bradley Beal to Chicago. He obviously said Zach LaVine, maybe another role player to somehow make this work. I don't think that they can put together a great package for Beal. However, this could be an unpredictable offseason for the Chicago Bulls. They could make some moves that really surprise people, so maybe they're a dark horse to watch here for Bradley Beal as the Bulls are looking to improve the roster this offseason, get back into being a playoff caliber team. This is a dark horse. You want to talk about dark horses? How about the San Antonio Spurs coming at number 6 here on my top 10 Bradley Beal trade destinations. Now, why are they on this list? Why is a team like the Spurs, that were one of the worst teams in the league last year, on this list? Because I think they're going to make a surprising move this offseason. That's my prediction. Now, it might not be Beal, might be somebody else, but I think San Antonio is going to be aggressive in free agency because they got Victor Wembanyama coming to town, who I think is going to be an all-stars rookie. Might be a hot take, but they want to surround him with some talent. Him and Beal would be an awesome duo, a lot of fun to watch. Be sure to subscribe. We've got more news and rumors coming your way this offseason. Hit that subscribe button below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We will be live for next week's draft. You don't want to miss our coverage with that, so turn on your notifications so you know when we go live on Thursday. Getting into our top 5, the Golden State Warriors are number 5 here on my list. Now, they could send Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, maybe some other pieces here in order to get Bradley Beal to Golden State. Taking a look at this trade idea we put together, the Warriors receive Bradley Beal. The Wizards receive Jordan Poole, Gary Payton III, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, 2 first-round picks. That's a lot, but I quite frankly, I think it's too much for Bradley Beal. I don't know if I would make that deal if I was Golden State, but that's possible. That's what's going to take to maybe get Bradley Beal to the Golden State Warriors. But I do believe they might make a run for him, try to give Steph Curry some help, extend that championship window over there in the Bay Area. Houston Rockets come in at number 4. They might be the most aggressive team in free agency this year, especially if they do not get James Harden. I think the Rockets are a realistic trade partner here because, number 1, they have some good young pieces on this team to offer to Washington. Number 2, they have the cap space to be able to take on that ridiculous contract that Bradley Beal has. Another trade idea. Rockets receive Bradley Beal. The Wizards receive Kenyon Martin, Kevin Porter Jr., a first-round pick, number 20 overall this year, and a 2024 second. That's not a bad deal. Jabari Smith Jr. might have to be in this deal for this to work, but that's not a bad deal for Houston right there. I think the Rockets should jump on that. They can get Bradley Beal to Houston. Top 3, number 3. The New York Knicks could be a serious contender here for Bradley Beal. Alan Hahn said this earlier this week. I would imagine if he does become available, you would see the Knicks be very aggressive and trying to get him. You put him next to Jalen Brunson, and you got a backcourt that is one of the best in the league as far as scoring goes. Very unstoppable. He is at a point in his career where he is about winning. The Knicks have all the things the Wizards would need. The Knicks should be aggressive this offseason. Now, when I say that, it could be Jaylen Brown, it could be Bradley Beal, it could be Donovan Mitchell again. But New York has to be aggressive because they're this close to becoming a championship contender. I think another piece or two, they could be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Number 2 is the Philadelphia 76ers. They were linked to Bradley Beal even before the report we saw from Shams Charania yesterday, and adding Beal could extend that championship window. The 76ers have had a disappointing run here with the process, have yet to reach a conference finals. Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, if they lose James Harden, that'd be a really solid duo. Bill Simmons said this about Bradley Beal. My guess, my bet, the odds-on favorite, I put them at minus 200, would be Philadelphia. My odds-on favorite is Philly, and I don't even think it's close. Beal and Joel Embiid, they're friends. Embiid was trying to get him 2 years ago, which I kept telling people on this podcast. They ended up going with James Harden instead. Embiid was pushing hard for Beal. Harden is going to leave. But John Clark, who works for Embassy Sports Philly, said this right after that report from Shams. It's my understanding the Sixers probably will not be a suitor for Bradley Beal. He has a big contract for a lot of money with the new CBA with aprons that does not allow for much flexibility for roster building, and Sixers believe Tyrese Maxey can be an all-star caliber player. Now, I'm probably not willing to give up Maxey for Beal, but if you can get Beal without giving up Maxey, have a big 3 of Maxey, Beal, and Embiid, 76ers are back in terms of being a championship contender. Coming in number 1, the Miami Heat. They are the top Bradley Beal trade destination. Here's what a trade might look like if you bring Bradley Beal to the 305. Heat get Beal. Wizards receive Tyler Hero in the 18th overall pick. I do believe Tyler Hero had a great year this past year, would have to go back to Washington in that deal. But the Heat are going to be really aggressive this offseason, try to get back to the finals and win it this time around next year. Should the Heat trade for Bradley Beal? Type T for trade or P for pass down in the comments section. If you're Pat Riley, what are you doing here?